And we are once again to Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. Today we are doing the brand new event, Where Shadows Fall story event. Alright, the second Jujutsu Kaisen story event, so let's see how this goes. Where Shadows Fall, Episode 1. Offer it! Offer it! To the fierce serpent! So it seems Megumin is in a tight spot. I guess he got captured by the enemy, which is kind of embarrassing. We don't know how far along it is in the story, but who knows if these are sorcerers or if these are just normal people. Present the offering! And it sounds like they're working with a curse. The day before. Oh my! It's downright country here! Yeah, there seems to be no convenience store or anything like that, so it must be very inconvenient to live here. I mean, Gojo can kind of fly, skywalk, I don't know exactly how he does it, but he's able to travel fast from place to place. Yeah, but it's not bad. Being away from the hustle and bustle, we can truly relax and unwind. So, what are we doing here? I only know it's a mission, but I don't know the details yet. Eh? Didn't I tell you? So is this a mission with Megumin and Gojo? Because this is a dynamic we don't get to see much. I wonder where Nobara and Yuji are. I wonder if this is before they met them, or are they sent on a different mission? Well, tell me the details now. At the end of this road, there is a village, and it seems that someone has disappeared there. Is it a missing person case? If that were the case, it wouldn't be our responsibility. However, the detective who was in charge of the investigation has also lost contact. Then, windows were sent to investigate, but similarly, no one came back. Alright, so last time during the other event, I didn't know what windows are, but I guess this just confirms my theory that windows are like people that investigate or possibly witnesses that say stuff to Jujutsu sorcerers or other people so they know, hey, a curse is acting up here, so please deal with it, or a cursed item is going wrong here. So send some Jujutsu people. But 3 people have been lost to whatever's going on in this village. Imagine if it's just a murderer that's just killing people. It's like they see the murder and they try to report it back to just the police or anyone, and they just get killed. And so when these guys come here, it's just, aw, he's just murdering. He's just a serial murderer. So, now it's time for us to investigate. It's only you, Megumin, who will be going to investigate. Alright, so it's just a solo mission. It's just Gojo wanted to be the one to debrief him. What? I have other things to do, and I have to head there now. It's like he could probably do this mission in 5-10 minutes, Gojo, if he really were to do this mission. But I really want to know, what missions do they actually send Gojo, the strongest, literally a nuclear bomb of the Jujutsu Society? Because nothing can, like, challenge him. So he must get all his missions done super quick. So the investigation of the village is up to you. Find a way to investigate it thoroughly. Wait a minute. Even so, you should give me more information. When you're done, I will come to pick you up with Jiichi. Bye-bye. Seriously, that guy. This is the only information about such a suspicious incident. There should definitely be more information, right? Alas, I can only investigate it bit by bit. Alright, so story events. Yep, that's a story. Are we really gonna face the spider again, or is it gonna be a different enemy? And we get that special memory for completing the event. Can practice. Explore better team formations through practice defeat. So yeah, I think that's all the same. So once again, it's 8 battles or 8 parts. And the enemy attributes or weakness. It's yellow. Alright, let's go with this team. But yeah, I'm really wondering, where is this in the timeline? Is Yuji and Nobara just not part of the equation? Because I think he would have mentioned them at all. Being like, oh, they're busy right now, so they can't help you on this investigation. Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't want Gojo to waste his ultimate. Yeah, this is probably going to show how clever Megumin is by himself, because he has always been a genius, at least from what the show has showed us, that he can handle missions. And that is like, he can mostly work by himself when doing something. It's just like some of the stronger enemies, it might be a problem for him to deal with. Like, the 10 Shadows technique is basically having backup that you can summon. It's just the only problem is, if they die like normal people, then you really can't use them. Where Shadows Fall, Episode 2. I walked around the village and didn't find anything suspicious. It seems this incident is unlikely to have been caused by geographical reasons. Well, yeah. Imagine losing, like, 3 people to geographical reasons. Like, they had to have all died at the exact same time or went missing when an earthquake, mudslide, or whatever he thought could have happened. But obviously, they went, like, one after the other. Like, the original person who disappeared, then the investigator that came probably a few days after to investigate the first guy's disappearance, and then the Windows who went to go investigate the investigator's disappearance. So that's a few days after his, and so this can't be a coincidence. I had been deliberately avoiding the villagers previously, but now it seems that directly asking for information would be quicker. That man, Looks like an honest person.
とりあえず
I'll
話を
go
聞いてみ
ask
る
him anyway. I'm a bit confused. Why would he not ask an honest looking person? Wouldn't he say this about a person that looks untrustworthy or a liar? He looks like he'll lie to me, but I have to ask him anyway, or I'll ask him anyway, even though he's a liar.
すみません
Sorry.
おお
Hello.
少しいいですか
Could you spare a minute?
ああ、もちろん。
Ah, of
学生さん
course.
だよね。
Are you a student?
見ない顔だ
I
が
haven't seen you
こ
before.
んな年寄りばっかりの
What
村
brings
に
you to our
何かいる
village
かい
full of old folks? Okay, I can already imagine if this village is full of old folks and people are disappearing. I'm getting some theories in my head, but I'll just wait to see if they're confirmed, or I'll probably say them like halfway through the event when things start picking up.
思ったよりフレンドリーだな
They are
も
friendlier
う
than I
少し排他
imagined.
的な反応を
I
想
thought they
像
would
して
be
た
hostile to outsiders. Like, is that a very common thing from villages or towns that are in the boonies or in rural areas? Because it just seems so weird. Why would you just be hostile to random people just coming into your village? Like, maybe if they were changing or destroying stuff, then I can see it.
ああ
Ah,
実は野
actually,
鳥の観
my
察が趣
hobby
味
is
で
observing
フ
wild
ィールドワーク
birds.
に来たんです
So I came here to do some field work.
うん
He's like, suspicious. Someone this young interested in looking at birds?
さすがに苦しいか
A lame excuse? Yeah, it's like, how would you not think that's lame? Like, that's a niche of a niche, people observing animals, and then someone just wanting to observe birds. Like, I have heard of it, but it's not super common.
そうかいそうか
I
い
see.
そりゃあいい
That's a
趣味だ
really nice hobby.
確かにこの辺り
The
は
natural
自然豊
environment
かだから
around
ね
here is indeed very good.
ええそれで少
Well,
し困った
I'm
ことが
having some trouble though.
ここまでは親
My
の車で
parents
送ってもら
drove
ったん
me
ですが
here,
仕事の都合で迎えに来
but
ら
they
れなくな
can't
ってし
come
ま
to
って
pick me up due to
どこ
work
か泊まれ
reasons.
る場所があればな
So I was
と
thinking of finding a place to stay for the night.
へ
Oh,
え
oh, I
そう
see,
か
I
いそう
see.
かい
I'm
それ
sorry to
は
hear
大変だ
that.
ねああ
Oh,
そうだ
right.
何軒
There
か
is
先
an
に
inn
民宿
or
みたいなこと
something
を
like
してる
that
家
a
があ
few
るから
doors down.
そこを訪ねるとい
You
い
can
よ
check with them.
ありがとうございます
Thank you so much.
奥野さんって人の家
The
だから
owner of
ね
that place is named
何もない場所だけ
Okano.
どゆっ
Although
く
this
り
is a
してろ
village with nothing, you can have a good rest here. After the farmer finishes speaking to Fushigoro with a smile, he shoulders his hoe and quickly walks towards his home. Like he's suddenly done working after talking with this guy who says he's gonna stay here. A little suspicious.
他の人にも話を聞いて
Maybe
み
I
る
should ask other people about it. So he's gonna use this same excuse to everyone and see what they all have to say.
いたいた
There you are. Okay, this guy has a portrait, so he must be the main character or someone important to this event.
あなたは
You are.
君が宿を探している学
You're the
生さんだ
student
ろ
looking for a
だ
place
った
to
ら
stay,
うちに
right?
泊まっていくと
Then come stay at my home.
確か
I
奥野さん
remember.
でしたか
You are Mr. Okano, right?
そうだよさっき
Yeah.
連絡があってね
Someone just told me about you.
じゃあお言葉に甘えて
Well then, thank you.
夜ご飯は私たちがうんと
We'll
美
make
味
you
しいものを
something
用意
delicious
す
for
るからね
dinner. Okay, this is really weird. No way this community would be this friendly to people. Like, he was already expecting this place to be hostile to people, and yet we're supposed to go all the way at the other end of the scale, where they're willing to offer him a place to stay, and they're willing to make him a meal. I don't know if this is his wife or some other lady that lives there. but no way they would just want to make him food. Megami is like a 16, 18-year-old. That seems a little too grown for people to just want to be straight up nice to him. Eh.
山菜は好きかい？
Do you like wild vegetables?
まあそれなりに
Okay.
そりゃよかった。
That's good then.
取れたての山菜の天ぷらは
Freshly picked
最高
wild
よ。
vegetables are great for tempura.
奥の産地に集まってみんなで
Shall
食
we
べ
gather
まし
at
ょうか。
Okano's place and have dinner together? Like, who are you people? As far as I heard, that other guy has an inn, or at least lets people stay at his house. Are you other people staying at his house? Or are you guys just random, just inviting yourselves into his house?
はあ
Oh, oh,
ああ
oh,
ここにおったのか
there you are.
うちで
Come and
採れた
taste the
新
fresh
鮮な野菜
vegetables we grew
買って
ourselves.
みんか
That's 3 people that are all coming to be super nice to Fushiguro or Megumin, however you want to say his name. Yeah, he's like, there's too many nice people here.
次から次へと
One after another.
若いのが珍
Do
しい
they rarely see young people?
いや待て
Wait,
こいつら全員
could it be that they are all...
まあなんだ
Well, it's not a good idea to stand here and talk. Shall we go to my place first?
もう少し野鳥を観察し
I want to observe the wild birds a little longer. I'll come over when it gets dark, Mr. Okano. Oh, I see.
じゃあ
Well then,
待っているから
we'll wait for you.
一丁かましてやるか
I'm getting Children of the Corn vibes.
そう焦るなよ
死ぬ気で守れ
動かない方がいいわよ。
はいはい次だ次
Like it's that, but old people. Because apparently they have no young people working at the moment, which is really fishy.
これで様子見かな
消えなさい。
Like, is no one having children?
それ
俺
やっ
任せとけって
収束発散術式判定
Like, where are their kids?
まあ代表だからね
Like, something had to have happened to their kids. Either their kids moved away, and this community is just made of old people. Or something else is happening to all the children or young people in this village. Like, every town or village must have a school.
焦らず行こうぜ
そう焦るなよ
Because you would want your children to be getting some kind of
動か
education.
ない方がいいわよ。
Also, I think that was Toto's first ever Black Flash. I've never seen him do that. At least that much damage. Also, they are bringing out a bunch of different variations. I was kind of scared this game would just be using the same enemies over and over again.
術式判定
But luckily not.
赤
What? How'd these guys survive?
行くよ
邪魔するな
まあ代表だからね
Oh, I didn't even know that. So means if one character does an AoE ultimate and another character does like a normal one-hit ultimate, that makes the cooperative attack an AoE as well to finish them. Because the only time I've seen Gojo do a cooperative attack with an enemy that was actually able to survive was like the big strong ones. And so he only ever did a cooperative attack to a single enemy. But that's kind of interesting. Where Shadows Fall, Episode 3.
監視はついて
They didn't keep an eye on me.
油断しているのか
Was it an
追い
oversight?
出されているのか
Or did they deliberately let me act freely? It seems like their best intention is to let him go freely. They're waiting for him to come back to the hotel or house. So it's like, if he's gonna come back, that would be an easy time to jump him or do whatever they can to grab him. Because once they have him isolated into the house, it would be easy to capture him.
結局奥野という男
In the end,
かなりの数
although I met many villagers at the house of a man named
重力を持った
Okano,
奴はいなかった
none of them possess cursed energy. So is it regular humans doing this? Like I first guessed?
その観点だけで考えるのであれば
Based on this point alone,
あの中に行方
the
不明事件
culprit
の
behind the
影響は
missing persons case shouldn't be among them.
だが
But
揃いも揃って気色
they
悪い
were all so
話です
overwhelmingly enthusiastic that it was
何も考え
creepy.
られなければああはならないだろう
There must be something fishy going on.
尻尾を出してくれればいいんだ
If only they would slip up. Bruh, it's only been like an hour or 2 hours. Like, he wants them to slip up right away. So he has no patience. It's like, just slip up so I can expose you or possibly kill you all. He's waiting or getting impatient.
奥野
Okano,
こんな時間にどこへ向かう
where is he going late at night? Okuno walks along the mountain path and arrives at the shrine on the outskirts of the village. He then opens the door of the warehouse next to the shrine.
おい
Hey! Eek!
まだ儀式
The
は先のはず
the ritual hasn't started yet.
代わりの生贄が用意で
We found a new sacrifice, and it's a man younger than you. Someone the serpent favors even more. Yeah, I knew it. So they wanted to sacrifice people. So they're worshipping a god or something. Maybe a cursed spirit. And so they think sacrificing, I guess, younger people will help restore youth or probably bring good fortune to the village.
無事に儀式を完遂
If the
できれ
ritual
ば
goes smoothly,
お前の
it
番は
won't be
先送
your
り
turn
だ
until the next time.
村の
I
仲間を
consider
捧げるのが
sacrificing a
最後
fellow
の
villager to be the last resort. I don't know, it seems a little better to go with the guy that's older and then just continuously go down to people younger. Because why would you use the younger guy and then let this guy get older and even less favorable? Because it just seems like using him while he's in half decent shape and not like a decrepit old person yet.
ありがとう
Thank you!
よかった
You saved me!
なあ
Can you help me
なら
untie
縄を
these
ほどいてく
ropes?
れないか
Nah, he's probably gonna be like, that's only if this goes smoothly. Because first we still need this guy. If this guy somehow gets away, we're still using you.
そうしてやりたいところだ
Although I want to do
儀
so,
式は明日
the ritual is
保
tomorrow,
険はか
and I want to have a backup plan. Yep, I definitely knew it. They weren't gonna release him. They're like, no, you have to stay here at least one more day.
大丈夫なんだよな
It should be okay, right?
この新しい生贄
What
は
about the new
どうする
sacrifice?
うちで寝ているよ
He's sleeping at my place. I didn't tie him up, but he probably won't run away. He's here for the same reason as the previous guys, to investigate the serpent. Oh damn, so they know.
そうか
I see.
安心しろ
Don't
う
worry,
まくやる
I'll take care of it. Poof.
邪神様に
The serpent, along with the sacrifices.
今の話
So that's how it is.
集落ぐるみ
From what he said just now, it seems that the whole village is in on it. But that doesn't make sense. Then who would have reported the incident in the first place? That means somebody's family is not in on this, or is at least wanting someone to deal with the serpent so they can keep their family member. So not everyone is on the same page here.
たかが呪いに神なんて名前
They
を
actually call a mere curse
普段なら
God.
顔で笑うとこだ
Normally, I just laugh out loud.
こうして近くにいるだけで
But the cursed energy here is so strong that just being nearby makes me uncomfortable. Sure enough,
笑えねえな
this is no joke.
どう考えてもこれは
No matter how I think about it, this is
俺一人でどうにかなる
not something I can handle on my own.
おはよう。昨
Good
夜は
morning.
よく眠れたか
How was your sleep last night?
はいおかげ
Very
さまで
well. All thanks to
あ
you.
の
Um,
少し相談が
there
ある
is
の
something
です
I'd
が
like to discuss with you.
なんだい
What is it?
もう少し野鳥の観察
I'd
を
like to
続けたいと
observe
思って
more wild birds.
今晩も止めて
Could
もら
I
えると
stay for
助かります
another night tonight?
そんなことか
Oh, I see.
若者がいると
Everyone in the
村の
village
みんな
is
もよ
delighted
く
when young people
何
visit.
日いてくれても
You can
構わ
stay
ない
as long as you like,
ただ
but
あまり遠くへ行かな
don't
い
go
ように
too far.
この
Around
辺り
here,
は
you see,
ほら
it's quite easy to
道
get
に迷い
lost.
やすいから
気をつけます
I'll be careful. See you.
やっぱ監視はなし
They really aren't
俺の
keeping
狙
an
いに
eye on
気づい
me.
た上で
They
逃げる
must have
わけが
seen
ない
through
と
my
決めつけてる
intentions
な
and assumed I wouldn't run away. How did they see through his intentions? It seems like they heard his intentions and say, alright, that's reasonable. Obviously, he's not going far because he's going to observe the birds around here. And so we can still get him later tonight because he's going to come back. But that's why they added the extra warning of don't get lost or something may happen to you if you get lost.
儀式とやらは今晩
The ritual is set for tonight.
納屋に
If I
伝わってた
escape,
男は殺
the
され
man in the warehouse will be killed. Alas. Hey, are you done? I love that he's just in his car. He's in the back seat, probably being driven around by Jiichi.
まだです
Not yet. Huh? Not yet.
一人で
This isn't something I can handle alone in just one day. After all, too many people are involved. You mean
あの集落の住民全員
the
がグレート
villagers
スリー
in that village are all in cahoots with the cursed spirit? I can't handle it alone.
それに
And
呪霊の方も
that
やばい
cursed spirit is very troublesome.
感じただけでも
Just from a
かなりの威力
distance,
で
I can feel its extraordinary cursed energy. I know. Of course, Gojo would already know. With his 6 eyes probably even being covered, he could probably sense that somebody there had extreme cursed energy. It's a little weird that Megumin wasn't able to sense the cursed energy before until he got close to the warehouse. Gojo, probably from just stepping near that village, he could be like, oh, there's some cursed energy over there. Well, I could destroy it, but I want my student to learn a lesson here.
Huh?
What? We knew from our preliminary investigation that ordinary sorcerers wouldn't be able to handle it. That's why I wanted you to handle it alone. I'm forgetting what grade of sorcerer Megumin is. I don't remember if it goes from low number to high number or if it goes from high number to low number. But I think he's like slightly above a normal sorcerer.
嫌がらせってことですか。
Were you intentionally putting me in a difficult position?
違う違う。
No, it's just tough love. Alright, so Gojo's not coming in for the save.
これで様子見かな。
And this really is seeming like it's before Nobara and Yuji joined the team. Because I would have thought that would have been the first people he would have called. Unless, like, every time they call for backup, they have to go through Gojo.
行くわよ。
Okay, don't finish him.
退屈させるなよ。
いや、
これで様子見かな。
はいはい。次ね。いや、
任せとけって。
収束。発散。術式判定。赤。
All three of them blasted.
最強だからね。
I got that one cleared. Only 2 more to go. So I think he's gonna let himself be captured. Or probably, even if he does let himself be captured,
動かない方がいいわよ。
I think this is gonna be a little bit more than he was expecting.
風。
Because I think they're gonna do something like drug his food or possibly have at least someone that can do cursed energy attacks. He's poisoning my guys.
焦らず行こうぜ。死ぬ気で守れ。
Damn, Toto keeps doing those black flashes.
次ね。
焦らず行こうぜ。
術式判定。赤。
Like, look at this overkill. I think they're still gonna be able to do the combination attack. Oh! Yeah, what's his name survived.
行くよ。
邪魔するな。
Damn, that was so much damage.
退屈せずに済んだか。
Now I'm player rank 9. Boom, boom, boom. Now we can do part 4. Where Shadows Fall, episode 4.
あのお堂には今。
In that shrine, there now resides a cursed spirit. So they got all this information from their preliminary investigation. So does that mean before the investigator disappeared, this is what he figured out? And so they had all this information from the jump? And even then they let the windows get disappeared for this. Like, did they tell these guys these informations? Initially, it was just an ordinary cursed spirit, but it was unfortunately encountered by villagers. Even more unfortunately, one of them saw the cursed spirit. It's unclear if he was inherently gifted, or if he gained the ability in a moment of life and death. Anyway, he saw a monstrous creature for the first time in his life. He mistook that cursed spirit for a god, starting to worship it. At first, that creature attacked people on sight, but after devouring one person, it became docile. With this experience, for their own safety, the person who could see the cursed spirit began to take the lead, regularly offering sacrifices to the cursed spirit. And now, having absorbed the fear of the entire village, and having devoured so many people, like damn, they weren't even getting any benefits, they were just keeping this thing satiated. Like, I thought it was making them younger, or possibly helping their harvests, like something like that, or bringing wealth to the village. It, which was originally just an ordinary cursed spirit, has unwittingly possessed extraordinary power. Well, ignorant yet proactive humans always end up causing tremendous trouble. Since you know so much, you could have just told me from the start. Although, I wouldn't say it. What does that mean, although I wouldn't say it? I mean, with all this information, he could have did it himself. Now he knew the exact problem and has the strength to do it easily. This mission was like 99% done. It's just Gojo chose not to enact on the information and chose to give it to someone else and gave him less information. You're saying now, but tough love is genuine too. Moreover, I want to see how far you could go on your own. Field investigation is also an important task for sorcerers, right? So, has it truly become a god? No way! A curse is just a curse, no matter what. I mean, some of the cursed spirits we see later on in the series can be said to have, like, godly strength. Like, Gojo has kind of already met a curse that was as strong as him at one point. Like, if you know Jujutsu Kaisen 0, then you know which curse. But aside from that, it's a little far-fetched for him to be saying that there's no curse that can be, like, God or godly strength. That may be true, but it's still a powerful cursed spirit. So, Mr. Gojo, you are the best one to... No, you'll do it. You've been making great progress lately, and it's about time for you to take on a challenge like this. How did you come to that conclusion? Okay, I'm a little confused. So basically, he's making great progress, and Gojo's like, okay, you need to deal with a challenge. So, I'm gonna let this wall stand in your way and see how you get over it. You can definitely do it, Megumin. Because I said you can. Well, that is kind of reassuring if the strongest says that you can do something. Well, I'll do it. However, I need to come up with a good plan. Charging in head first definitely won't work. If it's human fear that's nurturing the cursed spirit, then first, we need to break this connection. Wow, you're really serious about this, Megumin. Huh? What's up? If you have something to say, just say it. Also, I think this background's so weird, because Gojo is obviously standing up in his model, and he's just kind of standing up in a car. And the car is a completely different art style than what he's supposed to be. You were thinking about isolating the villagers from the cursed spirit first, and then gradually reducing their fear towards it, right? I can't imagine that would work in a single day, it has to be a few years to a few months that they've been sacrificing people to the cursed spirit. So no way he would be able to break it in one day, their fear of the cursed spirit.
図星みたいだね。
It seems like I've hit the mark.
実際効果的なやり方です。
Actually, this would be an effective way,
だけどめんどくさいでしょ。
but that's very troublesome.
生贄だとかキモい理由で
They
人
are
を
the
呪霊
kind
に食
to
わせるやつ
offer
は
humans to the cursed spirit
ただでは
for
無力化
such
できないよ。
disgusting reasons as ritual sacrifice. They definitely won't give up easily.
そうなると力ずくで黙らせる
If
こと
it
に
comes
な
to
る。
that, we'll have to forcibly silence them.
さすがにボコボコ
But they're
にするわけには
non-sorcerers, so we just can't beat them up, right?
確か
You're
に
right.
加担しているとは
Although they are
集
accomplices
落
to
の
the
人間
cursed
全員
spirit,
を制圧するのは
subduing the entire village will be.
けど
However,
呪霊は間違い
the
なく
cursed spirit is undoubtedly stronger than me.
さすがに
Recklessly challenging it will certainly.
ここでグレートティーチャー
So
ゴジョ
now,
ワンポイント
Great
アドバイス
Teacher Gojo is here to offer you a crucial piece of advice. I have a simple and swift battle plan for you. Imagine his thing is like, do a sneak attack and slice its head off. Alright then,
一応聞いときます。
I'll just listen to it.
それは
That is,
さっさと生
to
贄に
become
な
the
っちゃうことだ。
sacrifice willingly. That night,
儀式は今夜だ。
the ritual is
おとなし
tonight,
くしておけ。
so behave yourself. With his hands tied behind his back, Fushiguro is thrown into the warehouse where the sacrifices are kept.
タグこれ
Honestly,
どこが作戦なんだよ
This can't be considered a battle plan at all. It's just putting myself in harm's way.
なあ
Hey,
あんた
you!
あ
What?
こいつは俺が来なかったらいけ
So this must be the sacrifice I'm supposed to
俺が
replace.
捕まってもまだ解放
Even though I
されてない
got caught, they still haven't let him out.
あんたもしかして呪術
You
師
couldn't
って
be
やつか
a Jujutsu sorcerer, could you? Oh, is this the, like, regular investigator? Or is this the Windows that they were talking about? Because if this is the normal villager, how does he know about Jujutsu sorcerers?
高田ちゃんのラジオまでに終わらせるぞ。
I really wanted to see how did they capture Megami.
動かない方がいいわよ。
Like, I want to know, did they put something in his food? Did they,
風
like, just jump him, like, as soon as he got back to the hotel?
死ぬ気で守る。
消えなさい。
Okay, I had to stop him
おし
from
まいにしようか
attacking. I just kind of want to see what this attack does. And then they can do anything else. Oh, damn. I didn't know Gojo could do the Black Flash.
風
At least this early in the series.
発散術式反転赤 まあ最強だからね
Also, I am severely disappointed that we didn't get to see Nobara or Yuji at all. Like, maybe at the end of this event, they're gonna be like, oh, come on, I have another mission for you. You gotta go get this finger of Sukuna.
めんどくさいわよ。
Like, this is kind of cool if this does leads up to how he meets Yuji.
消えなさい。動かない方がいいわよ。
あらよっと。
やっ
やっ
焦らず
これで様
行こうぜ。
子見かなほらほら
Just watch and learn.
任せとけって。
行くわよ。
れじゃおしまいにし
Damn.
ようか。
Dude healed himself.
俺を頼む
カ
任せとけって死ぬ気で守れよ
ズ行くわよ。動かない方がいいわよ。
はいはい次で次
Alright, blast that thing away. I don't even want to look at it.
収束発散術式反転赤
Critical
最
strike.
強だからね
Now we have the final battle and final cutscene. I'm surprised that we didn't even get to see the serpent at least one time before the final battle. Is this it? Oh damn, this thing actually looks pretty badass. Where Shadows Fall, Episode 5.
なあ
Um,
そうなんだろ
I'm right.
お前呪霊が
Can
見え
you
る
see the cursed spirit?
邪神様のことか
Are you talking about the
俺は
serpent?
見えないが
I can't see it,
実際人が死んでる
but
んだ
people have
信
died,
じてはいるよ
so I believe it exists.
見えていない側か
So you're one of those who can't see it. Even though everyone in the village is involved, it seems not everyone can see the so-called serpent. He already learned this information from Gojo, where it's like one dude was mainly the one who could see the cursed spirit and just told the others. And when stuff started happening to other people, that's when they all started believing that other guy. And they were all like, okay, God, we'll give you people to eat.
どうして俺を術師だと思った
Why do you think I'm a
あん
Jujutsu
たは別に
sorcerer?
心得があるわけじ
You
ゃない
don't seem to have any knowledge in this area.
邪神様の情報をあんたらに
It was me who informed you about the serpent. Okay, I'm super confused. Because I thought the original thing was somebody disappeared in this village. And then we came to investigate that person. But I guess he called into the Jujutsu sorcerers being like, hey, something's messed up going on here. And then after a few days, someone found out that he was snitching. And so they just decided that he was the person to sacrifice next. So it's kind of weird that they were going to let him go after this sacrifice. Because it seems even more of a reason why they should have sacrificed him if he was the one snitching. But yeah, I'm very confused on who the first person to get taken was, or the initial reason we came to investigate this place, unless they're going to explain it right now. From what Gojo explained, somebody went missing. We got a call that somebody went missing. An investigator investigated. They went missing. Then the windows started investigating. And then they disappeared. And then we started investigating the windows to investigate all three of these people.
Huh?
What?
前にあんたと同じような
Someone
奴ら
like
が
you
来たこと
came
が
here
あって
before.
その時に
And it was
聞いた
back then that I
化
heard.
け物と戦う奴らがいる
There are
って
people who specialize in fighting monsters.
きっと俺の前に調査に来ていた
He must be referring to the window that came to investigate before me.
五条先生がやたらと事情に詳しく
Is it because the sorcerer received information from this man that Mr. Gojo is so well informed about the situation here? Okay, so that makes a bit more sense. I still have no idea if this is the initial villager that disappeared. But this guy at least talked to the windows before he disappeared? Like, that's the only thing I can imagine that happened. That this guy was just talking with the windows. And then when he disappeared, the windows came to investigate on their own. And then we just investigate the windows.
だからあ
So,
んたは助けに
you're
来て
here
く
to
れたんだ
save
ろ
me, right?
助けに
Save you?
違うのか
Aren't you?
こんな生活
I've had enough of this life. When there aren't enough outsiders, local villagers are chosen as sacrifices. So the next one is you. Yes. Because the serpent prefers to eat young people. So I hope someone can do something before it comes to me. I mean, he's saying it selfishly and greedily that he doesn't want to die, but he does have a point overall. And then you betrayed the village, leaking the information. Yes, that's great. You came before I got eaten. Yeah, see, if this guy was actually self-righteous, he would have just been happy to know that something was going to happen to the village to kill the creature. But he's only happy because the sorcerer came before he died. You being captured like this must be part of the plan, right? Damn, he's like, even this, like, tied up normal civilian is able to figure out my plan. Damn it, Gojo! Why do you have to give me such a basic plan even the villagers can figure out? What's wrong? Nothing. It's time. And that's how we come back to this situation. Back to the beginning. Offer it! Offer it! To the serpent who protects us! He literally only eats you. We have not yet seen a benefit. Like, who's he protecting? If he's in this shrine, has he, like, defeated outsiders? Like, eaten them for disrespecting the village? Like, these people really are crazy. Present the offering! The serpent. It's just a group of laymen wearing white robes, setting up a bonfire, and trying to make it seem real with the atmosphere. So is it not actually a cursed spirit? Is it just people dressed up like a serpent? But the cursed energy I've been feeling from the shrine is definitely the real deal. Can I really handle this alone? It seems like it's about to start. Is Fushiguro really okay? Considering the circumstances, this task is too difficult for him. Who do you think he is? He's my student, you know? But he can handle it. Or rather, if he can't handle a task like this, it will give me a headache. Okay, I don't know if this is in character or out of character for Gojo to be like, this will give me a headache. Like, I know he knows his students can handle it, but this is just a weird line for him to be like, oh, if he can't do it, then I'll have to do all this myself, and that's just a headache. Alright, here's the thing. It looks pretty cool. I like the two lower heads, but I kinda hate the third head on top. Also, I saw an eyeball. So I guess it has a third head, or just at least a big eyeball in the middle of its stomach. I like this thing's colors, the kind of gray, black, and red. That's also pretty cool that it has a rattlesnake's tail. But yeah, I really do hate the colors and lips of the top head. Like, why do they have to give it normal hair? Like, can't this just be a monster that looks like a snake?
マジかよ
Seriously!
外で感じていたよりも数
The
段
cursed energy is much stronger than what I felt outside. Could it be that the ritual has made it stronger?
どう見積もっても一級
It
相
has
当だこれ
reached grade 1, no matter how you assess it.
殺す気なのかよあの人
Is Mr. Gojo trying to get me killed? Like, I don't understand why it has to do that extra subtitle of that guy. Like, we know who Gojo is. There's no way I can win against this opponent head on. I should escape immediately and come up with a new plan. Just as Fushiguro is contemplating his next move, he notices the splattered bloodstains on the walls and floor. Damn, do they not even clean this place? Like, at least have it clean for the next ritual. This isn't the blood of just a few people. At least dozens must have been killed by it already. It's laughing. This creature not only devours people, but also takes pleasure in torturing the sacrifices. That is, to become the sacrifice willingly. You call this a battle plan? Not beating around the bush can be a battle plan too. Setting aside distractions and focusing solely on the fight, doesn't that sound good? At least, that's what I would do. Of course, he's the strongest. He's like getting rid of all the unnecessary stuff like investigations and just fighting the thing or destroying the village would have been easier for him. He's like, why waste my time doing a day or two of investigation when I can just, boom, just head to the biggest building and maybe destroy the thing. Alas. And man, he really likes saying alas. Regardless of whether I can do it or not, he's right. At this point, it doesn't do much good to overthink things. I'll finish you off. Come on, you filthy snake. Enemy on the loose. The big snake. It would have been cool if he would have used his white serpent against this thing. Also, we have it shocked. It can't do anything against us. Finish it, Gojo. Wow, I can't believe Toto didn't get his ultimate. Pretty disappointing. I wanted to see him do an ultimate combo with Panda. Ha! Damn! Yeah, he's getting real roughed up. Although I guess in this game they really don't show blood on the character models. It would have been cool to kind of just see him scratched up or cut up a little bit more.
じゃ勝てない。いつか
This
必ず
way,
押し切
I
れる
will lose. Sooner or later, I'll be overpowered. Ha ha! Tisk!
ぶっつけ本番だが、あれを
Even though I'm not prepared yet,
集中
I have to resort to that move.
できたんだ。
Focus. It worked that time. Alright, so this is after he's already met Yuji and Nobara. He's already fought this finger bearer. But wasn't the finger bearer a special grade? So now he's having trouble with a grade 1?
大爆打だ。
I'm going all out now. Come on,
展開。
play with me. Domain expansion. Also, he just has a completely different art style right now. This does not look like the same Megumi.
こうあげて。
Chimera Shadow Garden. Also, the snake kind of looks cooler like this in a little bit more detail in a more serious style than the kind of chibi style when you battle. Yeah, he's pulling out the exact same moves he did against the finger bearer. Like he's using Nue multiple clones. I really do think this is a like very cool domain expansion where he's able to summon his creatures unlimitedly without worrying about them getting destroyed. And even he's able to use the shadows to dodge attacks and teleport around the battlefield.
終わりだ。
It's finished! Were really none of the people from the village in here? Like, do they not watch the serpent eat people? Or any guards in here to help the serpent if it needs? Because it's just kind of strange that they just throw people inside the room and then just close it. And it's like, alright, the ritual is complete. Or at least the serpent's not complaining, so the ritual is complete. Great.
なんだったんだ。
What's going on? What was that noise just now? This has never happened before.
邪神様はもう払った
The serpent has already been exorcised by me. Ah!
くだらない儀式とやらは終わり
Your
だ
absurd ritual ends here. Imagine they start to be happy and be like, yeah, our ritual's over. Thank you for exorcising the demon or god or whatever. It's like, we really didn't want to do that, but it was forcing us.
顔を出したのはまずかったか
Am I not supposed to show up?
技術師に遅れを取ることは
Although I wouldn't lose to a non-sorcerer. Yeah, of course, they weren't expecting him to show up. They were like, what? You're supposed to be eaten. Ah,
ありがとう。
thank you. I was right. Now these guys switch up, where they're all serious at first in sacrificing him, and now they're all happy.
は
Huh?
みんなにも知らせないと。
I'm going to tell the others.
これでようやくあの化け
Now
物
we're
から
finally
解放
free
され
from
た
that monster.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
君がいなかったら
If it
今頃
weren't for you, I might have.
本当にどうしようもなかったん
We
だ。
really were
それ
helpless.
がついに
But now,
君という
finally,
救世主が
we have you as our savior.
あんたらを助けたわけじゃない
I'm not here to save you.
え
Eh?
脅されていたとしても
Even if you were forced, it doesn't change the fact that you sacrificed others' lives to save your own.
それは
That's
俺が助けたのは
what I saved
これから
were
殺
those
されるかもしれ
innocent
なかった
others
無実の
who
誰か
might be killed by you in the future. He's like, damn it, I'm now having to come back all roughed up. Like, maybe if he came back without having to be like this, he would have been happy, but he's like, oh, I'm limping, and I got cuts all over my body. And then here's Gojo and Ichi, or Jiichi, however you say his name, both just waiting in the car, being like, hey, Megumin, how'd the mission go? And he's like, terribly.
勝ちはしたが
I won,
消耗が
but I'm
激しい
completely exhausted.
伏黒君
Fushiguro,
ご無事で
I'm so glad you're okay.
伊地知さん
Mr. Jiichi,
すごい傷
You
じゃないですか
you're badly
メイ
injured.
リさんに連絡して
I'll
おきます
contact Miss Eri right away.
ありがとうございます
Thank you.
五条先生は
Where's Mr. Gojo?
それな
He-
のですが
He's sleeping in the
後部
back
座席
seat
で
now.
寝てます
Yeah, so he wasn't worried at all about Fushiguro, but still, it's like, that's a little careless.
見てなかったのかよ
You didn't even watch it, huh?
終わった、
Finished?
ギリギリでしたよ
It was a narrow escape.
そうみたいだね
It seems
胸に
so.
傷だらけだし
And you're covered in injuries. Hmm.
何ですかジロジロと
Why are you staring at me like that?
まあ今はこれくらいで
Well,
かな
I'll give you a
もうち
pass
ょい
this
スマート
time.
にこなせるとなおいい
It
よ
would be
ね
even better if you could handle it a bit more smartly. And the only reason that he didn't do it smartly is because he's not as powerful as Gojo. Like, I think smartly to Gojo is, oh, you just wouldn't have gotten hurt.
俺はあなたみたいにはできません
I
よ
can't do it as well as you can. Ho.
めぐみならできるさ
You'll be able to do it someday. Alright, that's the complete event. Yep, hard mode unlocked. So now I can do the missions on hard. Formidable battle has been unlocked. But that was interesting seeing Megumin on a solo mission with Gojo and Jiichi as his, like, information handlers or, like, brokers, whatever you want to call it, to give him the mission. I still find it so weird that they didn't even mention Nobara or Yuji, like saying how they were on a different mission and couldn't help Megumin. Also, at what point could have this happened? I guess before Shibuya? Yeah, it is interesting to see that even still, I don't know, days, weeks, or months after the incident on the bridge and with the cursed wombs and all of that, that he still hasn't gotten a handle on his domain expansion. But at least this was cool to see Megumin being smart and be able to handle this mission without anyone's help. So that was cool kind of character development for him. I hope you guys enjoyed Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, Where Shadows Fall story event. And if you guys did, please make sure to follow me on all my social medias like my Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTube, my DLive, my TikTok, my Kick, Rumble, Odyssey, and check out my second YouTube channel. And like and comment on all my videos, and even join my Discord. There you can stay up to date with everything I choose to do, or my streams, videos, or anything else. But yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.